Why should you diet to get lean? One thing I've spoken about a lot on my social media, my Instagram, is how I personally don't think that there's much point in being this lean on a day-to-day basis. I definitely don't think it's something that guys should aspire to look like all the time, unless you're one of those people who naturally has a lower body fat set point, of which I'm definitely not one. But I do believe there are certain merits to dieting down to this level of body fat, or even lower, competing on a stage, even though that's something that I haven't done this time around. But I do believe there are merits to this, and one of the primary merits that I think is actually the value of an enforced hardship. And some people will say, well, dieting isn't hard, it's a luxury, it's your choice. And I 100% agree. So I'm gonna go a bit philosophical on a bit of a philosophical tangent here. You can consider this video more of an artistic license, but I want you to think about the thousands and thousands of generations that have been born and died before you. And I want you to think about what they've endured. Like, undoubtedly, starvations, famines, and it's their creativity, it's their ability to be hard that has got you to the point where you are. The very fact that you get to be alive right now is because your forefathers and generations before you went through hardship. And now we get to live in a house with central heating for most of us. And, we have beautiful access to gyms. And you know what? We feel like our lives are stressful, or maybe they are stressful. I mean, it's certainly true that our ancestors didn't have access to mobile phones and things like that. But I'd like to suggest that most of the stresses that we experience on a day-to-day basis are actually imagined. They're not actually real. They exist in our mind. Whereas dieting allows us to peek a rare window into what it is like physiologically not to have abundance. So let me explain some of the things I've gone through whilst dieting. Diminishing of sex drive, so sex drive has gone down. Less energy. I'd say those are the main two really, like less energy, less sex drive. Another thing as well, temper. Like my ability to slightly get angry is, I have to watch my temper. Now the thing is, a lot of people have said to me, yeah, why would you want to do that? That is exactly why I want to do that, okay? Let me talk about the sex drive thing. As a relatively healthy sex drive human being prior to this, it's been a wonderful exercise to really go into myself and not be so externally motivated, let's say, when it comes to running my life. So what's been giving me pleasure through this dieting process is focusing on my training, focusing on my clients, focusing on running good business. And in terms of, I'm a single man right now, like in terms of women and things like that, it hasn't been so much of a fuss to me. And that's been fantastic for me personally. It's one of those kind of things that people always say, you've got to be happy by yourself before you're happy with anyone else. Well, that's never been truer than it is for me right now. And that's one of the best things that I can say that I've got from this experience. Energy. So yeah, my energy has gone low. Like sometimes I had to lie down in the bed because I was so tired. That just happened once or twice. But it taught me how to manage my energy. That has been the biggest gift. I feel like I had a lot of kind of frantic energy that I was largely wasting and putting to things that were not useful to me prior to this dietary phase. Don't get me wrong, I was still running a successful business, I was still getting good workouts in, but I've learned to utilize the energy that I do have much more effectively. And lastly, temper. So I've been meditating daily since 2019, twice a day on much of those days. And through my Instagram and my social media, and to my friends or anyone who will listen to me, I'll be going on retreats, I've been espousing the benefits of, if you want to call it that, like a mindful way of living. To me, a mindful way of living means taking care of what you eat, taking care of your physical body through exercise and training, but also taking care of your mental, the spiritual side of your being through practices like meditation. It's all good and well when you've got plenty of food coming in, but the mindful work that I would have liked to have thought I had have done on myself has only really been put to the test through this dieting process like never before. It's all good and well turning the cheek and letting something someone says to you brush past you. when you've got plenty of food in your body and you're not short on energy. But when you're exhausted, you're stressed out that you've got tasks to do, and then you're in a challenging social situation, someone's winding you up the wrong way. For you to choose the right behavior at that moment in time requires a lot of mindfulness. And I'm so I don't want to say grateful, I want to say appreciative. I'm really appreciative because I recognize it's a two-way process. I'm really appreciative of the effort that I put in over the last 3 years to become more mindful, and I've really reaped the benefit of that during this process. I don't think I've acted out of order to anyone through this dieting process, and that's really a detriment to myself. So the 3 things that I've got out of this are learning to manage my energy better, learning not to be so externally focused when it comes to where I get my validation from, and learning how to regulate my mood. Please comment, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Tim from Tim Robinson Coaching, and we are out.